afternoon, everyone. Please remain standing for the invocation, the national anthem, and the Virgin Islands March.
Please bow your heads, close your eyes, and open your hearts with me. Almighty and ever-present God, as we gather to celebrate the graduating class of 2025, we come with our hearts full of gratitude and welcome you into our midst today. This afternoon marks more than the end of a chapter. It is a testament to the strength that we have found, the knowledge we've gained, and the transformation we have all undergone in the halls, classrooms, and spaces of this great university. Lord, we thank you for holding our hands through every long night of study and every moment of doubt. We thank you for academic triumphs and personal growth. Father, you were present in the quiet moments when we had no clue how we would make it, and in the joyful times when we saw the fruits of our labor take form. We have been challenged to grow intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. Heavenly Father, in this sacred space of learning, you taught us how to think critically, lead with integrity, and serve with compassion. You helped us rise each time we fell and shaped us into individuals who now stand ready to make meaningful contributions to the world. So, we thank you for those who held us accountable and pushed us to reach higher. The mentors, professors, advisors, and staff who believed in us. We are grateful for our families, our loved ones, and all those who stand behind us, prayed for us, and sacrificed so we could be here today. We did not arrive here alone, and for their unwavering support, we give thanks to you. Today, we carry more than just diplomas. We carry purpose, we carry vision, and we carry the responsibility to use what we've learned, not only for our own success, but for the betterment of communities and our world. As we step into new roles as professionals, innovators, caregivers, educators, and leaders, Lord, we humbly ask you for your continued guidance. Grant us wisdom in moments of uncertainty, courage in the face of adversity, and humility in all our achievements. Keep our hearts open to learning and our hands committed to service in your holy name. May today mark not only the end of our journey, but the beginning of lives lived with meaning, integrity, and impact. In your holy, faithful, and matchless name we pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Virgin Islands. My apologies.
Good afternoon again. It is my honor to present the President of the University of the Virgin Islands, Dr. Sophia George, who will preside over today's ceremony.
Can you tell I'm excited? Let's try this again. You may be seated. Good afternoon. It's with great excitement, joy, and hope for the future that I welcome you to this 61st commencement ceremony of the University of the Virgin Islands. This is a sacred moment, and we thank each of you for being present. By the power vested in me, I hereby officially declare that the commencement ceremony for the resilient, eminent, evolutionary class of 2025 at the University of the Virgin Islands can now begin. That's right. This gathering is so special that several individuals have joined us today, and I would like to recognize and honor them. We have President Honorable Tregenza Roach, Acting Governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands on behalf of Governor Albert Bryan Jr., who's out of the territory. Honorable Milton Potter, Senate President. Other members of our 36th legislature, I've seen many of you stand to be recognized. Thank you. Dr. Nellie Varlock, District Manager of the Office of the Delegate to Congress, Stacy Plaskett, on behalf of Congresswoman Plaskett. Henry Smock, Chairman of the UVI Board of Trustees. Other members of the Board of Trustees present, including Trustee Christensen. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Hill Harper. Honorary doctorate recipient, retired Brigadier General Deborah Francis Howell. Dr. Kendra Harris, Interim Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. And other members of the President's Cabinet. Stand or raise your hand to be recognized. Student speakers, Denisha Grell, who did the invocation. Well done. Kira Edwards, class of 2025 speaker. Jalea Fanis, who will do the benediction. Dr. Barbara Fleming, our marshal, who graciously signaled that we had the VI March still to be done. So thank you. It takes teamwork, people. Our academic deans of our schools and colleges, Dr. Usman Adamu, Dean and Director of the School of Agriculture. Dr. Paul Fleming, Interim Dean of the School of Business. Dr. Karen Brown, Dean of the School of Education. Dr. Kimmery Ingerman, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. Dr. Lisa Lewis, Dean of the School of Nursing. Dr. Sandra Romano, Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics. Dr. Kendry Hendrickson, Interim Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Our shared governance leaders, Dr. Dara Hamilton, Chair of the Faculty Executive Committee, and all other faculty members present, stand to be recognized. Thank you. Dr. Maria Fleming, Chair of our Staff Council, and other UVI staff members present, stand, wave your hand, let folks see you. Thank you. Dr. Nashanta Lindsay Farrell, Student Government Association Vice President, and other members of our Student Government Association who are present. I'd also like to recognize some special guests, members of the College of the Virgin Islands, known affectionately as CVI, class of 1975 alumni, celebrating their 50th anniversary. Please stand to be recognized. We have Jean Cruz, David Rossington, Wilma Nisbet, Zoraida Jacobs, and Julia Dominique. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Faculty and other members of the university family, parents, guardians, family members, friends, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially, the resilient, eminent, evolutionary graduates who comprise the class of 2025. Good afternoon. We're all here to celebrate you. All here just for you. So today is incredibly special for so many reasons, but in the essence of time, I'll only mention a few. I cannot tell you how overjoyed I am. You already saw a glimpse of it. I'm happy to be here with you today at my alma mater, with my people, my Buccaneer family, my fellow Virgin Islanders, and all friends of UVI. I remember vividly stepping onto this campus, don't start calculating, 30 years ago, as a 15-year-old, a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, I mean literally, my hair was bushy, my legs were bushy, and my werewolf chicken tender's legs, and my sister gave me that name, she's standing in an audience, stand right up, Risa. She calls me chicken tenders. It's fine. If you saw my legs, you would know why. I was excited and full of hope for what UVI would teach me, how UVI would prepare me for the world ahead, and how UVI might open doors for this poor whim girl who was full of grit, full of stamina, full of joy, and the will to thrive and help others. My nursing professor, Dr. Glover, and other professors would say, "How is it that you're so young and so mature?" One day I told Dr. Glover with my 15-year-old self that it was because I spent a lot of time with older, wiser adults For example, I would spend hours sitting on the balcony of 80-year-old Doña Mary in Wim, listening to her speak when her husband, Bululung, was not there, just to keep her company. Since she was fragile, she was differently abled, and used 2 crutches to get around. Also, one of my closest friends at the time, Jenny, who we affectionately called Palo, was in her 50s, while I was still 15, a teenager, and I often gave her advice in exchange for her teaching me to cook. She also regularly demonstrated how to completely move everything off the shelf, off the tables, and wipe everything down and dust it, and that's what you should do every day, but you know that lesson was never gonna stick. I'm diligent, but I'm not that meticulous, people. The point is, I have a deep and genuine interest in helping people, and especially in helping individuals achieve their greatest potential, whatever it might be. That's why I became a nurse practitioner, a scientist, an educator, a chief executive, and now a president. Not just any president, but the president of my alma mater. Many of you, it's your alma mater too. And in a few moments, it will also become your alma mater graduates. For some of you, twice your alma mater. You'll be also deservingly inducted soon into the UVI Alumni Association. And those of you for whom it's your first degree here, you'll officially become a Buccaneer. All the Buccaneers in the house? Buccaneer Nation. I'm excited today because there's so many synchronicities and so many firsts worth celebrating today. This year, we're celebrating UVI's inaugural class of graduates from the School of Agriculture and first graduating class for the Executive MBA program, including a dear friend and colleague, Mrs. Santa Joseph Smith over here, policy advisor in the Office of the Governor. We also have the first Virgin Islands couple to ever simultaneously graduate with a PhD from UVI. Gary and Krista Ann Molloy. Gary is the Government of the Virgin Islands Commissioner of Labor. We also have twins graduating today. Will Deshana and Gishana please stand? Deshana de Jesus Richardson from the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, and Gishana de Jesus Richardson graduating from the School of Nursing. Additionally, I already shared that the class of 1975 is celebrating their 50th anniversary. We also have one student, Adela, who's from the Czech Republic, who came to UVI on a student exchange, and she loved it so much that she decided to stay. And she is also graduating and will forever be a Buccaneer, along with all of you today. I can see why this class describes itself as a resilient, eminent, evolutionary class of 2025. But for short, I'm gonna call y'all the Rev class. Y'all are definitely revved up, right? Woo! And kicking butt, so kudos to you. Class of 2025, we're proud of you. I trust that you've grown in knowledge, in skill, in confidence, in perspectives, in friends, mentors, ideas, wisdom, opportunities, and hope for your future. Don't worry about the uncertainty, the unknowns, the chaos. You've already proven that you have what it takes to succeed and that failure is not an option. Am I right? You have already shown that you know how to pivot and flex and not just twerk or dance or jam. I am confident that the resilient, eminent, evolutionary class of 2025 is going to go out into the world and do big, bold things and also make small, impactful, meaningful moves as well. Some of you might be right back here in the fall to complete your graduate degree or your PhD. Wouldn't that be awesome? How many of you are familiar with that Lego movie and that song called Everything is Awesome? Some of you? Nobody? The lyrics were seared into my brain about 10 years ago when my son was 5 years old, and he decided to sign up for a talent show at his school, the Friends School, a Quaker school in Atlanta. And of course, he enlisted me as his drummer or harmonica player, backup singer, or something. And if anyone knows anything about me, my sister does, I can't sing a lick. It was utterly embarrassing. But the lyrics say, and do have meaning today, everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you're living the dream. Everything is better when we stick together, side by side. We're the same. I'm like you. You're like me. We're all working in harmony. Woo! So graduates, I truly hope that now that you're receiving your degrees, you'll put your talent to work right here in our community. We could also use your help and ideas to contribute to the grand momentum that's revving up right here at UVI via our new strategic plan called Charting a Grand Course to Becoming a Destination Education University Grounded in Excellence. The G in Grand focuses on giving, getting, and goal setting, investing in our employees, our students, giving back to our community, getting grants and other local and federal appropriations and funding, and philanthropic support. Setting both realistic and also ambitious stretch goals. I'll also add another G today to the mix for our G for graduates. Ensuring that each year, more of you are walking across this stage, hopefully a stage inside a student union or multipurpose center or something. Right? Hint, hint. Because achieving this important milestone by enhancing the support that each student receives to ensure his or her success is what we are in the business of doing. We want to ensure that class schedules, formats, offerings, and services are student-centric, including the food. The R is focused on ramping up recruitment, wraparound services, and modeling to increase retention. Also focused on increasing our cutting-edge research and revising our ideas and plans to be more innovative and impactful without using trigger words. In light of several millions now in the federal grant cuts and cancellations, unfortunately. Which takes us right back to the most important R, resilient. Just like the class of 2025, just like the people of the VI, resilient we are, right or wrong? Because our students still needs hands-on opportunities to steam ahead with STEAM and STEM, and to master science, technology, engineering, English, arts, and math, along with other kinds of STEM, such as sociology, social work, tourism, education, arts, marketing, management, and in 2 or so years, we will add medicine. The A is focused on academic achievement, ensuring that current and future students excel like you, both inside as well as outside the classroom. The N focused on nimble, being flexible, quick, agile, responding to needs, including the need to change, the need to pivot, to improve, to evolve, and to keep pace with current times, as well as current challenges, also learning styles and preferences of our students. Evolutionists talk about the concept of adopt or die. This also applies to institutions of higher education and to communities. We have to adapt. The D is the destination, the ultimate goal of UVI becoming a destination university, not just for marine science, agriculture, and business, which I think we already are, but also a destination for data science, artificial intelligence, technology, arts, music, nursing, medicine, hospitality, and tourism management, since this tourism industry is the biggest industry in the territory, and we, UVI, must be the solution to ensuring better, high-quality customer service in every office, every agency, every business, every hotel, resort, restaurant, store, taxi, and any counter that anyone visits, tourists and locals alike. Can I get an amen to that? Amen. We must all do better. We can all do better together. Graduates, you are part of this solution. You are the next generation of leaders at the nexus between educational preparation for greater and implementation for greater impact and economic development right here at home. I'm going to give you a recipe for both personal and collective community success. It's actually quite simple. And actually, I'm going to call it a formula, only because I'm only a B+ cook. I know how to whip up something, but B+, but I'm an A+ scientist and a data geek. So here's the basic arithmetic. Success equals attitude plus mindset plus hope plus faith plus action. So in terms of attitude, you, we, must change our attitudes to be more positive, more welcoming, more helpful, more inviting, collaborative, despite the past or all the reasons that we don't want to, that make us uncomfortable, or that remind us not to. Also, our minds, we need to set our intentions so that we have to set our intentions well. We must reset our minds to envision ourselves, our families, our institutions, our offices, and our businesses where we want to see them in the future and where we want to see ourselves in the future. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Graduates, you being here today demonstrates that you have a growth mindset. You had the confidence in UVI to help you enhance your intellect and your abilities. So thank you. You did it. Going a step further, to consider the power of positive thinking, which involves approaching situations with an optimistic and constructive outlook, focusing on the good and hopeful aspects rather than the negative. In short, my version is positive thinking is non-negative thinking. So if it's negative or toxic, it is not, it's a no-no, and I would say a no-go as well. Because you will not get far in life or in business with negative thinking or a negative, toxic, gossipy, melee-ish environment or way of relating. And in terms of hope, I think we all know about hope. It's the expectation or desire for certain things to happen. For example, you graduates, you had hope that you would excel and that eventually you would graduate. You're also hopeful that you will get a job if you don't have one already, or that you'll get a better job. And you will. I imagine that we've all experienced the opposite, a sense of hopelessness at one point in our life or another. And some of you might feel hopeless right now, given the national and international circumstances or even your personal circumstances. However, we can never let hopelessness, fear, or frustration paralyze us. We should instead use it to fuel us. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. What does that mean? It means having the confidence that although you can't see the solution or the end, you know that it's within your grasp and within your reach, and that it, whatever that it is, will come to pass or to fruition. That confidence that that X, Y, or Z will happen. Sort of a presentiment, but not exactly a premonition, the definition of which is anticipation of an event without conscious reason. So I would say that faith is anticipation of an event with reason. Whether that reason is belief in God, self, your degree, your connections, your skills, or something else, you have that faith. And lastly, action. Success requires us to also take action, to implement, to do, move, act, based on a well thought out plan. Whether or not it's written down, although writing it down does strengthen the plan, and it provides the opportunity to consider the pros and cons and plans A, B, or even C in order to ensure and guarantee success. So in the world that mostly talks about people and events, I encourage and implore you to join the few who instead talk most about ideas. Remember, small minds talk about people, average minds talk about events, and great minds discuss ideas. I would add that the best and the brightest minds act upon, test, implement, and share those ideas as well as the results. So you will be joining 30% of the people in the USVI with a college degree. Congratulations on this huge accomplishment. My hope and dream is that the next 4 to 10 years, that number is higher. If we increase by 4,000 graduates, that would be 35% of the population. And if we increase by 8,000 graduates, that would be 40% of the population. If we increase by 26,000 graduates, which you may say sounds huge, that would be 50% of our population with at least a bachelor's degree. It is achievable in 10 to 20 years. UVI has celebrated 11,000 graduates and degrees since 1962. Today and tomorrow, 288 of you will be collectively adding 71 to the already 4,201 business leaders, adding 32 to the 2,100 educators, adding 76 to the nearly 2,000 liberal artists and degrees, adding 69 to the 1,652 scientists and mathematicians, and adding 23 to the nearly 1,000 nurses. And adding 2, although the number sounds small, to the 9 agriculture professionals that we've prepared through UVI's newest school, the School of Agriculture. Most importantly, we will be celebrating 15 new PhD graduates ready and equipped to create, to innovate, and to lead for change needed in our world today and in tomorrow's tomorrow. The exciting news is that the majority of our graduates are from right here in America's paradise. Since 1962, nearly 9,000 are USVI residents, 84% of all of UVI's graduates ever. And a little over 1,000 of out-of-territory students. This represents a lot of local, regional, and global impact. Now that is something worth applauding. Now the other exciting thing about today is that we have 2 phenomenal leaders and astronomical trailblazers in our midst who will be conferring honorary degrees on. They have been there and done it all. They have seen it all. They've mastered it all. They've conquered it all. And they have widely shared their gifts and talents. And today, they're sharing their time with us, even though one of them is celebrating a birthday in 2 days. For that, we are grateful. So, let me introduce our keynote speaker. Hill Harper is a humanitarian, an award-winning actor, best-selling author, entrepreneur. He starred in ABC's #1 television drama, The Good Doctor. A lot of Good Doctor fans out there. As well as in numerous television and film projects, including CSI New York, He Got Game, and Lackawanna Blues. He served as the national spokesperson for several leading social justice organizations, including the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, the Innocence Project, One Fair Wage, and Big Brothers Big Sisters. He also sits on the board of directors for the National Black Bank Fund and was named Honorary National Co-Chair of the Redevelopment of Black Wall Street. President Barack Obama appointed Harper to President's Cancer Panel, where he contributed to shaping cancer policy recommendations to the White House. Additionally, Harper has authored 4 New York Times bestsellers, Letters to a Young Brother, Letters to a Young Sister, Letters to an Incarcerated Brother, The Conversation, and his award-winning best book, The Wealth Cure. If you don't have a copy, you should read it. It addresses ways to solve the racial wealth gap. Letters to a Young Brother was named Best Book for Young Adults by the American Library Association. He's been recognized with 7 NAACP Image Awards for his writing and acting. As an extension of his empowerment books, he founded the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation and established the Pierce and Hill Harper Arts Foundation. He graduated magna cum laude. Excuse me a second. I can't sing, but I can dance. A little bit. Magna cum laude from Brown University with a Bachelor of Arts degree and was named valedictorian of his class. He then graduated with a Juris Doctorate cum laude from Harvard Law School, as well as with a master's degree with honors from Harvard Kennedy School of Government. He holds 10 honorary doctoral degrees, including doctorates, more doctors than me, including doctorates from Howard University, Providence College, Dillard University. He's a proud life member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. As an investor and business owner, he owns the Roasting Plant, a successful coffee franchise in downtown Detroit, is co-founder of Afray Brands, and is co-owner of the award-winning New Orleans Hotel International House. Additionally, he sits on the board of directors of Loved 01, John Legend's successful skincare brand. He owns several commercial and residential rental properties in Detroit, Los Angeles, and Newark, New Jersey. Hill Harper's unwavering commitment to individual empowerment, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and social and economic justice has made him a highly sought-after speaker on the global stage. His passion for uplifting others and creating lasting change continues to place him at the forefront of these crucial conversations. And in honor of his Earth Day, I wrote the following poem this morning. The poem is entitled Hill. Chill as a cucumber, but not pickled or somber, nor does he slumber, tumble, or fumble, sharp as a tack, with the wittiest of comebacks to any attack or setback. For cure is his ultimate goal, to heal the world of the many unknowns related to wealth and crypto. Like kryptonite, this new intel should ignite us all to dynamite, black and white dynasty, an appetite for generational wealth, to use for good, including health, and strengthen numbers while now down under the hill or bell curve of early adopters. He says we must adapt, not to remain inept at what matters most, to avoid being left behind, below, at the bottom. Let's not even fathom. Rather than on top, winning nonstop, with and like handsome hill, yet the best is yet to come still, as you celebrate another orbit around the sun in 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Hill Harper himself.
Hey everybody, it is great to be here. I'll tell you that poem is beautiful. Thank you so much. I'll tell you, President Dr. George, I hope you're still saying that poem after my speech. I want to say this. I got in last night, and I was a little trying to figure out what I was going to say to this amazing class of 2025. And so I ran into an older gentleman, and I prayed on it, and an older gentleman came up to me, so I figured that was God sending him my way to give me some wisdom. I said, do you have some wisdom about what I can say to this amazing UVI class of 2025? And he said, yes, I got you. I said, fantastic. He said, hold up your hand, Hill. And I held up my hand. He said, you see how many fingers you have? I said, yes, sir, I have 5. He said, now what you got to do is get 5 really good shots of cruising rum. And before your speech, and it'll go over really well. So I did my 5 shots. I'm just saying, we about to get into this right now. So to President Dr. George, to the Board of Trustees, to the esteemed faculty, administration, to the parents and family and friends, and most importantly, to the UVI class of 2025, I bring greetings and salutations. And let me begin with something I need you all to carry. I need you to carry it off the top, because the simple fact is that you are here not by coincidence. You are not a mistake. You are a walking answer to someone's prayer. You know, you're a dream spoken in the dark, a hope that was actually whispered in bondage on this very island. Because you are the proof that someone else survived. So you could arrive, and not just arrive, but also thrive. And see, here on St. Croix, we're surrounded by that history. And sometimes when you all are living so close to something, or you see something up close, it takes someone who sees things from afar to remind you of the magic. And I'm just going to take a second to maybe shine a light on that from a little bit of distance. Because just west of here is an estate called Whim. And then east of here is another estate. What? I don't care about the direction. I told you I had 5 shots of rum. Don't check me on the details. Just bear with me. There's another estate called Little Princess. And on those estates, you all may not always notice, but there are these coral stone buildings that still stand there. Structures that were quarried and built by our enslaved ancestors. And if you look closely, you'll see what they left behind. I was at Whim today and got to walk and see that big tamarind tree and see the copac tree and then see the big copper tubs where our ancestors created at today's money billions and billions and billions of dollars of wealth for generations of people that do not look like us. And if you look closely at the bricks, you'll see fingerprints left behind. Fingerprints that are literally pressed into the stone. Some intentional, some unintentional. But they're permanent and they're sacred. And so, class of 2025, I just want to ask one simple question. What fingerprints are you willing to leave? Because those fingerprints, they couldn't have never known your names. But somehow they believed, somehow they hoped, like what President George just said, that someone would follow. And now, see, here you are. The prayers they never got to see answered, you are them. The dreams they dared to hold in silence, you are them. And what was amazing to me is over there at Whim, there's like a moat around the big house. And then I went over to that beautiful new building over here where they have the simulation lab. It is spectacular, y'all. And there's a little moat around that too. Once you start to look at things and compare, you start to see how far we've come. But then the requirement on you as graduates has to get pressed into your hand like fingerprints in bricks. You see, I felt and I truly feel that everything you all are required to build, you'll build with care and courage as the imprint moving forward. And see, because you're not the beginning of the story. You're the continuation of it. One of my favorite poets, besides Dr. George, is a Caribbean poet, playwright, Nobel Prize winner from St. Lucia named Derek Walcott. And Derek Walcott said something that I loved. He said, you break a vase, and the love that reassembles the fragments is stronger than that love which took the symmetry for granted when it was whole. Don't take the symmetry for granted here on St. Croix. Don't take your amazing degree from UVI for granted here. There are so many people that are requiring you to reassemble. Because you know what? This world is broken right now. It's a broken, scary place, and it's my generation that has broken it. So it's your generation that's going to have to reassemble it. And you're going to have to reassemble it by putting love first. You're going to have to reassemble it by remembering this little saying, where's the beef? Say it with me. Just say, where's the beef? Where's the beef? Where is the beef? Now, for you vegans out there, don't think I'm leaving you out. Because beef isn't just the meat I'm talking about. Now, there was a Wendy's commercial years ago where they said, where's the beef? It was from the 80s, and an older lady opened up a hamburger, and there was no meat inside, and she said, where's the beef? But that's not the beef I'm talking about. The beef I'm referring to is, it's kind of like the beef in hip-hop. When two artists are in conflict, and underneath that, they demand to be seen and to be heard, kind of like they not like us, you know? So when you have the courage, like Kendrick Lamar, to look somebody in the eye and say, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer. And yeah, there's also family beef, the kind that shows up at dinners and lingers long after. But what if we reclaim the word? What if beef didn't stand for conflict, but it stood for conviction, stood for substance, stood for something that we could walk through? And this is actually, and you got to go with me with the visual on this, this is a circular notion of how I want you, class of 2025, to actually move forward. And I got another rule I just want to put forth. See, this is a celebration, y'all. So every time I say class of 2025, you got to make some noise. I'm just going to. So, class of 2025, say believe. Say believe. Say believe. Believe. That's the key in the first part of our little beef run here. I need y'all to believe. I need you to believe so strongly that you can manifest anything. I need you to know it. I need you to do affirmations and metaphors and whatever exercises you need to do to truly believe how magnificent you are. To understand that you are the greatest, newest version of the human species. And I need you to live differently than my generation. Why and how? And I may be the first person to ever tell you this, but most of you graduates are under 35, right? Stand up if you're under 35 and you're a class of 2025. Stand up. Not to put anybody on the spot. If you want to claim under 35 too, just do it. It doesn't really matter. Just stand up. So, okay, sit down. So most of you are under the age of 35. Can I tell you something? You're required to live differently than any previous generation in human history. Can I tell you why? Because every previous generation in human history had to think in singularity. They had to think from a standpoint of, oh, I'm going to only live long enough to do one job. I'm only going to live long enough to have one family, one marriage, one this, one that, one other thing. You all are going to live to be at least 150 years old. At least. Maybe more. Look at life expectancy. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I played one on TV. So that means that you have the capacity, and I'm serious about this. Unlike any previous human generation, you have the capacity to have 3 20-year careers with 10 years in between each to learn a new skill set. Think about that. You have the capacity to have 4 30-year marriages. Don't limit yourself. So I told you that rum is starting to work on me. So when I graduated from Harvard with 2 degrees, I turned down many 6-figure job offers from law firms in New York. Why? Because I wanted to be an actor. I loved acting. And acting is a career that you actually can do without even a high school diploma. So people said, man, you have 2 graduate degrees from Harvard, and you're going to go out there and do a job that you didn't even need to go to school to do. They thought I was crazy, and of course, my parents were overjoyed. But I believed I could use storytelling. I believed I could try to be like Sidney Poitier or Harry Belafonte or Denzel Washington and inspire folks through the characters I played on a screen. And I worked an overnight shift waiting tables from 11 at night to 7 in the morning, serving burgers and fries because I wanted to be available during the day to audition. I was the most overeducated waiter in New York City. But I was waiting tables in my purpose because I believed that I was actually living my purpose. I was washing dishes in my purpose. I was cleaning the toilets of that diner in my purpose. And I wouldn't trade that path for anything. I actually got a nickname too when I was there. They called me Zapato. Those of you that speak Spanish know that means shoes. Because what I would do when it wasn't busy, I would stand there and I'd be reading plays and different things. And the brothers that were actually cleaning the floors, they need to pick up the massive base Zapato, but they're basically saying, move your feet, man. And that brings us to our first E. Class of 2025. Say the word energy for me. Energy. Say energy. Energy. Say energy. You see, physics tells us that to move a mass that is stuck, that is unmoving, it requires an equal or greater amount of force or energy to move it. And what does that mean? It means that since this world is stuck in many ways, it's going to require your full force of energy to match it. And it's going to require actually collective energy, because one individual's energy is a lot, but it's not enough until you start actually recruiting the collective. That's why you all have to be leaders. You have to be people that are out in front, actually recruiting people into a movement. You just heard Dr. George say, we need more graduates out of here. You all have to be leaders to bring them in. Pied Pipers, folks who know how to lead and what to do, and you are that. Whether we're stuck in inequality, stuck in injustice, stuck in systems that weren't built for us to thrive, you will be the force that can push that change. But it's going to take sustained, purposeful energy. And I would suggest to you that the vast majority of us have learned and are complicit in living with too little energy to actually make positive change. How many of you, your alarm clock goes off and you wake, I'm tired. And you're getting up slow, and you show up at the classroom or the job and you're moving kind of slow, and you're like, dang, it's hot. I'm sweating. Instead of popping up and saying, today's the day I'm going to change the world. Today's the day I'm going to talk louder. How are we letting other people out-energy us? People that actually have ill intent for our community out-energy us. I mean, they've already pulled the funding so I could talk about it. Let's be honest. There are folks out there that decide that they're going to work together in collective energy, where sometimes in our community we can agree on 9 things, disagree on 1. I can't work with them. But the opposition, they can disagree on 9, find 1, and they'll storm the Capitol together. Every day, how you spend your energy and who you collectively harness your energy with will determine how effective you're able to move stuck things. Whether it's a new career, whether it's you're an entrepreneur, or you're working in a corporation or government or nonprofit, or you're working in a hospital system. It's about your energy that you show up with, which leads me to the next, which is what Dr. George said, enthusiasm. Coming and showing up with a positive attitude, enthusiasm, will actually be the one thing that will affect your trajectory more than any one thing. Say that again, Hill. Oh, yeah, I will. Okay. The level of enthusiasm and your attitude that you show up with on a consistent basis wherever you go and wherever you work wherever you try to make a difference will determine and have more of an impact on the quality and fabric of your life than any other singular thing. Why? Because most people aren't enthusiastic. Most people aren't curious. Most people have given up. Why? Is it their fault? No. It goes back to me, Professor Dr. Seligman's study. Do you all know Dr. Seligman's study about dogs? Dr. Seligman said, it's interesting, I think there's this condition called learned helplessness. And he took a pad and he had an electric shock in the pad and he put dogs on it and he set it to a certain setting and he hit the button. It would shock the dog. The first time the dog jumps. Eventually they kept shocking the dog with the same level of shock. The dog stopped jumping. Repeated historic trauma stops people from moving and having enthusiasm and actually making a difference. They give up. Too many people from our community have experienced repeated generational trauma. And what have we done? We've given up. We've got salty attitudes. We don't show up with enthusiasm. We don't even smile in pictures. We don't even smile in pictures. If you don't like your teeth, get them fixed. And finally, the F. I know y'all are like, thank God, that's finally. The F is for forgiveness. The hardest one, but it's actually the most liberating. Forgiveness, see, isn't just about others. It's about forgiving yourself, most importantly. You can forgive the friend who didn't understand, or forgive the teacher who didn't see you, or forgive the person who left. But most of all, you got to forgive yourself. And we, particularly in our community, we haven't learned that muscle. Many folks don't like to go to therapy. Many folks don't actually like to work on themselves and be introspective. But those doubts and regrets and hurts, the things that our parents didn't do or did do, the things that our family and friends didn't do or did do, we have to forgive them, and we also have to forgive the choices and some of the choices we made. There are so many things that I've done in my life that sure I would like to take back, but you know what? I made the best decision I could with the information I had at the time. Number one story that comes to mind for me, I was 5 years old. And I was born in Iowa, and my grandparents had a farm, an 88-acre farm in the Midwest. We are descendants of slaves from Kentucky and Alabama. And my cousin who lived on that farm loved to shoot stuff. And he was like, let's all shoot at each other, real smart. So he had these high-power BB guns. And I was 5 years old, and I had a lot of hubris. I thought I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing. And my brother was older than me, and my cousin was even older. And I said, okay, you two against me. And again, we were young and stupid. And they were trying to shoot me, and I was hiding behind things, and those high-powered BBs hurt. And I saw my cousin pop up and my brother pop up, and I took aim and I shot, and then I heard screaming. I shot out my brother's eye. Not a day in my life goes by saying, one, why did I do it? Two, why didn't it just miss here, or go here, or go here? Why did it have to hit him straight in the eye? Now, I don't know if he blames me, but I blame that 5-year-old version of me. And I had to forgive that 5-year-old version of me who did that, because at that time, I thought I was making the best decision I could, going against the older boys. The older boys who didn't even have sense enough to say, hey, let's wear eye protection or something. There are so many examples all of us will have throughout your life where you'll have to look back and forgive yourself. Because you know what? It goes back to what I said at the beginning. You are magnificent. You are brilliant, you are beautiful, and you are unstoppable. So remember, you have to believe. And then you have to show up with the level of energy that's required to change something. And that energy has to be enthusiastic. It has to be positive attitude. And then finally, you have to forgive. And that's when I said at the beginning, this is circular. It's not linear. Because as soon as you forgive, you go back to believing something new. And then you have to show up with a new level of energy with more enthusiasm. And then you got to forgive something else that you didn't do or someone did. And then you go back to believing again. And if you can live your life with this circular pattern of belief, energy, enthusiasm, forgiveness, belief, energy, enthusiasm, forgiveness, you will truly, truly be unstoppable. So when somebody asks you, where's the beef? Look at them and say, it's in me. Class of 2025, I truly, truly love you. I truly, truly am inspired by you. I truly, truly am excited to see what you do. You truly are unstoppable. You are the beef. God bless you.
That was incredible, was it not? Absolutely incredible. So we're now at the point of our ceremony where we'll begin awarding honorary degrees. Honorary degrees are bestowed upon individuals by universities as a way to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of those whom the institution admires and desire their students to emulate. Wouldn't you say you want to emulate these two amazing individuals? Right, graduates? Today, we will bestow this honor upon two individuals whose contributions in their lifetimes have demonstrated how to live as outstanding citizens of the world. So I would like to ask Chairman Smock to bring forward the Honorable Hill Harper. Acclaimed actor, best-selling author, and humanitarian. Hill Harper is a man of many, many talents. He is very witty, as you heard, very giving, insightful, inquisitive, paternal, protective, friendly, business savvy, crypto sharp, and just plain cool, collaborative, and very impactful. We are therefore proud to bestow upon you the doctorate degree of Humane Letters, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. In recognition of this degree, Chairman Smock will vest you with a hood, and I will present you with a degree from the University of the Virgin Islands. We are honored to have you counted among our graduates. Congratulations, Dr. Hill Harper. You are now officially a Buccaneer. Our next honorary degree recipient, retired Brigadier General Deborah Frances Howell. I would ask Chairman Smock to please bring forward the Honorable Deborah Frances Howell. A military trailblazer, distinguished Brigadier General, woman of excellence, and pillar of leadership and service. Deborah Y. Frances Howell is a retired Brigadier General of the United States Army and Virgin Islands National Guard. She was born on St. Thomas and is a 1978 graduate of the Charlotte Amalia High School. General Howell entered military service and later completed her advanced degrees. She is alumni of the University of the Virgin Islands, receiving her Associates of Arts degree in Business Management in '88 and Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Administration in 1992. She later earned her Master's of Science Management from Central Michigan University, Pentagon campus in '95. Retired General Howell has accomplished and completed 36 years of military service. She was appointed to serve as the Adjutant General for the Virgin Islands National Guard in 2015. She's the first female to be appointed as a general officer in the Virgin Islands and first woman to hold the Virgin Islands Adjutant General position. General Howell served as the 14th Adjutant General of the Virgin Islands National Guard. Retired General Howell is credited with ably commandeering a successful Vigilant Guard exercise, the first wherein all three Army components actively participated. She was indeed battle-tested through her performance as Adjutant General, leading the Virgin Islands National Guard, particularly through the response and recovery efforts associated with Hurricanes Irma and Maria, which, as we all know, devastated our territory in 2017. General Howell's military education includes attendance to the United States Army War College Fellowship, University of Texas, Austin, as well as Harvard University Homeland Security Institute for General and Flag Officers. General Howell received her commission through the Virgin Islands Military Academy First Officer Candidate School in 1982. She's a trained logistician who mastered her craft, achieving academic excellence by placing in the top 10 percentile of her various military courses. That is an incredible feat. She's received numerous medals and awards in her career. She also served as Chief of Staff for an elected official in the 30th and 31st Legislature of the Virgin Islands. Woo! Senator Giddens. Her diversified and extensive background in managing personnel and programs allowed her to share her skills at various levels of the Virgin Islands government. Her life embodies service, whether military, Rotary, or church. She can be found on any day serving in activities to benefit others, a true servant leader. Service is in her DNA. She's a member of military associations and American Legion Post 133. She is volunteered as the Future Business Leaders of America, FBLA, advisor at Good Hope School. She served the district governor of Rotary District 7020, that's in the Northern Caribbean, which includes Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Haiti, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, Anguilla, St. Martin, and St. Bartholomew, and for 2023. She was administratively responsible for 90 clubs of over 2,550 Rotarians. Her tenure culminated with hosting over 300 Rotarians and guests on St. Croix, boosting the economy and sharing the island's pride. Past District Governor Howell loves working to improve lives in her community and abroad. She was president of Rotary's Club on St. Croix West twice. She's a major donor to the Rotary Foundation as well. She pledged and is a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and a St. Croix, especially involved in the St. Croix Alumni chapter, a sorority built on Christian principles and whose motto is sisterhood, scholarship, and service. Considers herself in her element performing Delta's business. She's a member of Bethel Methodist Church, the St. Croix Circuit. She willingly assists her church, serving as circuit steward and youth leader at the congregational level. Retired General Howell is married to retired Chief Warrant Officer Dennis Howell. And they are proud parents and godparents. So, retired Brigadier General Howell, we are proud to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. In recognition of this degree, Chairman Smock will vest you with the hood, and I will present you with a diploma from the University of the Virgin Islands. We are honored to have you counted among our graduates and as a proud Buccaneer again. Congratulations, Dr. Brigadier General Deborah Francis Howard.
God placed a dream within your heart, and if you make a start, He wants for you to know. All of your needs He will supply. He's always standing by. He's there to see you through.
So keep on climbing
until you reach
your goal.
So keep on,
Just keep on striving
with all your heart and soul.
All things are possible. So don't give in.
He'll move
Your mountains.
He believes in your dreams. And when the road ahead seems long, with faith you can be strong. He's there to show the way. With every step you'll know what's right. He'll conquer in His might. He'll bring back brighter day. You just keep climbing
Until you reach your goal. Just keep on striving with all your heart and soul. All things are possible with God, so don't give in.
Buccaneer greetings to President George, our esteemed administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, to the resilient in spirit, eminent in achievement, evolutionary in growth, graduating class of 2025. I am Kira Edwards, an accounting scholar, 6-time Dean's List Award recipient, and the proud 2024 White House HBCU Scholar for the University of the Virgin Islands. I am also an international student from the Nature Isle of the Caribbean, Dominica. And today, I stand before you as the first in my family to earn a college degree. Unlike others who may have found their passion on the basketball court or on the stage, I was a quiet reader at the back of the classroom. I could not shoot a basketball to save my life or do my friends knotless braids, but I could dream and I could always study. College was always my path. When I first arrived at UVI, I did not come with a cheerleading squad or a family legacy. I came with luggage, grit, determination, and the unwavering love and support of a family who may not have had much to give, but gave everything that mattered. They never once told me to dream less, and so I dreamed more. I deliberately and consciously planted a seed, and now here I stand, watching the seed I planted 3 years ago and nurtured for many semesters flower before you into full bloom. We all came here with our own stories. We all came hoping to write and define our own narratives. Some of us chasing new beginnings, others running from hard circumstances. Some came to find themselves. Others came to make their families proud. But whether we knew it then or not, we were planting something. And that planting, it takes courage. Because planting always feels like loss at first. You bury something, a piece of yourself, in hopes that it will grow. But you do not see progress immediately. It gets dark, lonely, and for a while it feels like nothing is happening, but the roots were growing. Graduates, today we gather in full bloom. To the class that sowed their seeds in uncertain soil, arriving at UVI during the last frost of the global pandemic, masked and distanced, unsure of what this college experience would even look like. And yet, look at what bloomed. We witnessed a historic presidential transition from a seasoned leader to our first female alumna president, symbolizing the passing of the torch and the birth of a new season. We saw programs like the School of Agriculture take root and blossom. Some of us were awarded national scholarships, others published research, created art, or even led student organizations like the Student Government Association. Like the rhythm of seasons, we have passed through cycles of challenge, change, and ultimately growth. Each semester brought its own weather. Some of us endured storms, mourning family members while submitting midterms, working jobs between classes to make rent, and fighting silent battles with imposter syndrome and mental health while earning this degree. Many thought of giving up. Maybe some of you did give up for a time and then found your way back. Despite the inclement weather, which threatened to destroy our gardens, we endured. We tended to our roots. We kept showing up, and now we reap the harvest. We have all learned different lessons here. For me, UVI was a masterclass in time management. For others, it was resilience, confidence, collaboration, or community. Whatever your lesson, know that this is not the end of your learning. The classroom may fade, but the journey of growth is lifelong. There will be seasons in your life when it feels like winter, cold, uncertain, still. But do not forget, even in winter, the roots are growing deep. As Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." We must trust our timing. The blooms will come again. So many of us are already turning the page, thinking about jobs, grad school, the next big goal. And it is none of our faults. We live in a world obsessed with rushing to the next step. What's next, they ask us, before we even cross the stage. We feel that pressure in our chests before we have even had time to exhale. But be reminded, we all deserve to sit in this wind. Let us pause for just a moment. Let us not rush past this. Let us not rob ourselves of this joy by sprinting too fast toward the next goal. Look at how far we have come in only a few years. Today, we bear witness to the version of ourselves that younger us prayed for. The version who survived not just college, but everything life threw at us along the way. Let us feel that. Let our victory breathe. Take a moment and ask yourself, have I paused to celebrate all that I have accomplished? If you have considered these things, awesome. But for those who have not, I recommend that you look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. Because we should be proud, not just of the diploma, but of what it represents. The late nights, the quiet breakdowns, the early mornings, the sacrifices no one saw. We may not have documented it for Instagram, but we lived it, and that is enough. We are often quick to point out where we have failed, but slow to acknowledge where we have succeeded. And sometimes, the only cheerleader in your corner will be you. So be loud, be proud, celebrate yourself. Now, a word about comparison, because it is one of the sneakiest weeds in our gardens. We scroll through perfectly curated lives online. Someone has already landed the dream job. Another is moving abroad. Someone is buying a house, or building a brand, or getting married. Meanwhile, you may still be trying to figure out how to update your resume. And suddenly, your harvest does not feel like enough. But let me tell you what I have learned. Comparison will rob you of joy every time. You cannot compare your planting season to someone else's blooming season. You cannot measure your story with someone else's timeline. You are your gardener. You decide what to plant, what to water, and what to weed out. Whether you pivot careers, travel the globe, stay close to home, start a family, or stay solo, you are not behind, you are not late. You are right on time for your life and your season. Let the world rush. You, me, let us move with purpose. The most powerful thing we can do right now is embrace our own pace. Take time to reflect on the lessons life has taught us. Celebrate our wins loudly and unapologetically. And remember, not every season is meant for blooming. Some are just for rooting. Sometimes the work we do in the dark is the most sacred, the most transformative. So yes, we should grind, but let us not forget to rest. Build, but let us not forget to breathe. Achieve, but let us not forget to feel. And when we get lost in the what now moments, come back to this truth and remember, I am allowed to be proud of where I am, even as I strive for more. To my fellow graduates, we are not finished. This chapter ends, yes, but the growth does not. Life is not about arriving fully bloomed. It is about continuing to grow, because the most beautiful gardens bloom year after year in cycles. Let us continue to nurture our dreams, tend to our mental and emotional gardens, pull out the weeds of doubt and fear, and surround ourselves with those who pour into us like sunlight and rain. So here's to the seeds we planted, to the storms we endured, to the gardens we have grown, to the lessons we have learned, and to the brilliant, blooming futures ahead of us. Let us bask in the pride of our win and savor the fragrance of our victory. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did not just make it, we grew into it.
Good afternoon, UVI. And it seems to be my lot in life to always come after such dynamic speakers. But that's fine, because it gives me the opportunity to wish a very special good afternoon to the resilient, eminent, and revolutionary members of the class of 2025. On behalf of the UVI Board of Trustees, it is indeed a pleasure and with great pride that I extend congratulations today to all of our graduates. But as we witness the awarding of your degrees during UVI's 61st anniversary year, there are several individuals that I do want to take the opportunity to thank for their support of UVI. We have, of course, the Honorable Governor Albert Bryan Jr., as well as our Lieutenant Governor Tregenza Roach, who is our acting governor today. Of course, we need to thank the Honorable Senate President Milton Potter and the entire legislative branch of government, several of whom I know are graduates of UVI. We also want to note and thank the support of the Honorable Stacy Plaskett, our delegate to Congress, who is represented here today by Dr. Nellie Varlak. And of course, President Sophia George, our newly selected president, for her vision and leadership to ensure that our institutional goals are set and realized. Thank you. Your collective commitment to higher education is greatly appreciated, as is your recognition that the university is a key player in the economic development and future of our Virgin Islands. But the UVI board also extends a very special commendations and many thanks to the present and past members of our faculty, staff, and administration for your ongoing commitment to excellence and contributions toward making the university what it is today, whether it be maintaining the grounds, ensuring security, providing academic instruction, student services, technological support, institutional advancement, or land-grant programs and services. You have been the backbone of UVI, so we thank you all profoundly. But to the parents, spouses, families, and friends of the class of 2025, many of you know that I am a parent of a former UVI student, and so I give special words of thanks and congratulations because it is your sacrifices, support, and encouragement that helped make today's graduation possible. And finally, congratulations to the class of 2025. Your tenacity and commitment have served you well in the attainment of your goals. The Board of Trustees is keenly aware that many of you were employed full-time, part-time, maintained households, raised children, all while attending UVI, and that's something many of us on this stage would find extremely difficult to accomplish. So you are to be commended for your tenacity, intellectual pursuits, and sacrifices you have made toward the attainment of higher education here at UVI. So finally, thank you all for your continuing support of the University of the Virgin Islands, and best wishes for success to the resilient, eminent, and revolutionary members of the class of 2025. I salute you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Honorable Acting Governor Tregenza Roach, my colleagues in the 36th legislature. I see several of them here today. Senator Kenneth Gittins, Senator Kurt Violet, Senator Novell Francis, Senator Maurice James, Senator Franklin Johnson, Senator Hubert Frederick, and Senator Clifford Joseph. Welcome. Of course, the esteemed president of the University of the Virgin Islands, the very eloquent and dynamic Dr. Sophia George, esteemed faculty, proud families, and most importantly, graduates of the UVI class of 2025. You did it. You did it. Today is a celebration. You've walked a long, challenging road to get to where you are today. Through hurricanes, a global pandemic, and a nation that's changing at the speed of light. You've earned this day, and I'm honored to share it with you. As you sit here in your caps and gowns, filled with pride, filled with dreams, and maybe a little bit of fear and trepidation about what comes next, I want to offer you something not necessarily found in your textbooks. Something that will eclipse your GPAs, outshine your resumes, and outlast your LinkedIn profiles. And that is this: character matters. Character matters. We live in a time when talent is loud and character not so much. Character is quiet. Where social media rewards the most visible, not always the most virtuous. But let me tell you something. From my life, 30 years in public service, it is character, not pomposity or arrogance, but character that determines the weight of your legacy. Character is what you do when the cameras are off. It is how you treat someone who can offer you nothing. It's the courage to tell the truth even when it's inconvenient, and the discipline to keep your word even when it costs you. Your degree for sure will open doors, but your character will determine how long those doors remain open and who walks through them with you. In fact, as your Senate president, I've sat at tables where the most brilliant ideas were ignored because they came from people who had lost the trust of their colleagues. And I've seen quiet, humble leaders change the course of policy simply because they were people of their word. Character matters, ladies and gentlemen. And don't think that character only lives in big decisions. It lives in small ones, showing up on time, apologizing when you're wrong, lifting others up as you climb, giving credit instead of always taking it. That is where true leadership begins. Now, I don't say this to make you feel pressure to be perfect. We're all human beings. You'll make mistakes. God knows I've made my share of them. But let your character be the compass that brings you back to center every time. So, class of 2025, as you walk into the world, remember, you're not just ambassadors of UVI, you're ambassadors of the USVI. You're ambassadors of your mother and your father and our ancestors, of our values, of our endurance, of our dignity. You'll face opportunities to cut corners, to rise faster by stepping on others, to silence your conscience in exchange for applause. Resist that temptation. Because when the lights fade and the titles change and the world quiets down, it is your character that will speak the loudest. It is your character that will make your family proud. It is your character that will shape the future of these islands. Let it be said of you, not just that you graduated, but that you stood for something. Let it be said that you were brilliant and kind, ambitious and honest, determined and humble. Let it be said that when your name was called, your character answered. Congratulations to the awesome class of 2025. May your future be bold and your character always lead the way. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say a special good afternoon to our Senate President, Acting Lieutenant Governor Milton E. Potter, to the members of the 36th Legislature, Senators Gittins, VLA, Francis, Senator Johnson, Senator Frederick, and Senator Clifford Joseph. A pleasant good afternoon to our representative of our delegate to Congress, Dr. Nelly Valak, to Judge Smock, I always call him the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the university, to our university president, Dr. Sophia George, and the faculty and staff of this awesome university, to our commencement speaker, Hill Harper, Brigadier General Deborah Francis Howell, class of 79, 8? I was 77, so we were in school together. And I congratulate you on your honorary degree. The resilient, eminent, revolutionary class of 2025, I congratulate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would be remiss if I didn't say on behalf of the governor, congratulations to our doctors, Malloy, Dr. Malloy, Gary in our Department of Labor Commissioner, and his incredible and awesome wife, who is an artist, a preeminent artist who helps to preserve the culture of the territory. And to Sana Joseph Smith, who is a policy advisor to the governor, congratulations on your degree. And I want to extend my congratulations to the 50th anniversary class of the university. Some of the members I know and some I do not know as well. Mr. Rossington, my Moravian brother and former education colleague, and Ms. Jacobs, who also has done tremendous work in demonstrating and preserving the culture of the Virgin Islands. So congratulations on your 50th anniversary. I bring you greetings as well on behalf of Governor Bryan, who is traveling out of the territory on business. It is a challenging thing to speak to a graduating class, and especially to do it every year. People are mining the events of their life and trying to cull from their lives information that they might share, that you might go further, that you might avoid some pitfall that they have made along the way. I thought about what I would like to add to your celebration today. And I remembered an incident in my earlier career when I was a reporter for the Virgin Islands Daily News, and we were going through a transitional period where the newspaper had been bought by a conglomerate in the United States, and you know it was a newspaper that was started by two beloved Virgin Islanders, J. Antonio Jarvis and Mr. Ariel Melchior, back in 1930. And so we were struggling with how to preserve a local newspaper with leadership from the mainland. One reporter, a Virgin Islander, had written a story about the loss of guava berry trees. And she said in the article that why we were losing these trees is that people were clearing the land indiscriminately and destroying trees regardless of their purpose and regardless of their value. And so the editor, who had no idea what a guava berry tree was, thought about lumber and inserted that the people were using the wood from the guava berry trees to help to build houses. Now, any one of you who knows a guava berry tree, you know that the trunk is very slender. It is not a wood for the lumber. And so she was embarrassed, in fact mortified, that a generations-long Virgin Islander had written a story with her name at the top saying guavaberry trees were being used to build houses, all right? She said she would quit right away. I convinced her not to. My point in sharing that story is that I want to tell you that it really matters who is telling the story. The narrative matters, and who is telling that story, it matters who is telling the story. And right now, right, we are living in a time, imagine we are living in a time that books which tell the narrative of our story, and by our story I do not mean just the story of the Virgin Islands, I mean the story of the African diaspora. Books that tell how we came here and what happened to us here are being banned. They're being destroyed in some instances, and they're being removed from curriculum materials in schools and universities that would tell the story of the African people. So now, you might not find a book that will tell of the African past before enslavement, the rich and incredible history that we had in a continent before European enslavement. Books that show, for example, the bronzes of Benin, which was stolen from the Yoruba people. Thousands of artifacts which are now in the British Museum and which are in private collections throughout the world. Bronzes that show how African people had mastered metalworking, the preservation of that culture, the demonstration that we were not primitive before the Europeans. Books that you will have a hard time finding. Who will tell our stories? Right? Who will tell them? Dr. Hill Harper told you about the visit to Wim and the fingerprints pressed into the bricks of people who we will never know. But we have other ancestors who we should know and don't. So some of us drive past this road sign when we pass the educational complex, and to the right, there is a sign that says Casper Holstein Drive. If you ever study the Harlem Renaissance, Casper Holstein's name should be right there in the telling of the story of the Harlem Renaissance. He left his native home of St. Croix and went to New York. And he figured out a way to make money. So when you read his name in some accounts, they might say gangster. But what he did was he started a lottery. And in his time, he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a week, the equivalent of today's dollars. And you know what he did? He sponsored writers and artists of the Harlem Renaissance. He built dormitories at historically black universities and colleges. And when there were hurricanes in the territory, he commissioned ships and brought goods and other products to this territory to help out his people. Casper Holstein, when you see his name. Queen Mary, so that people who visit that European capital in these islands of their value will ask, who is that black woman? And why is she sitting so proudly in this European capital? Because she resisted. She, among others, said, slavery will not continue. This oppression will not continue. If we have to destroy it to end this oppression of African people, then we will, and she held the keys to liberation. Hubert Henry Harrison, at one time, he was called the foremost African-American intellect of his time. And he left St. Croix and went again to New York, where he was so active in civic life, leading movements, intellectual movements. Edward Wilmot Blyden from the island of St. Thomas, who left these shores again to the mainland and helped to settle and to form the country of Liberia on the western coast of Africa, which was a place of repatriation for African people who said, I don't want to deal with this, I'm going back. And who went to Africa and helped to form that country. He said, there is a distinct African personality. This whole idea about primitive, we're going to refine this African personality that is based in a veneration of the ancestors and which is built on a great history of science and culture and education. The African personality that existed before a narrative that would say that we were primitive people and that they had come to save and to educate us. I'm going to leave you with a last one, and his name is Ashley Totten. And again from St. Croix, he went to the States and he organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. It was the first African-American association to be recognized by the American Federation of Labor, leading great labor and social changes even before the Civil Rights Act of the United States. These are heroes of the Virgin Islands, and I'm sure and I'm hopeful that those of you who came from elsewhere to come to school here would understand and know that you had come to a place of greatness. That at one time, these little islands were at the center of the world, and why a place like Denmark today can boast free healthcare and free education and to be one of the happiest countries in the world is because the ancestors, yours, ours, laid the foundation for that. And you stand on the shoulders of these incredible and awesome people, and we are excited and hopeful for you where you will take us in the future. I want to say God's blessing on each and every one of you. I want to say how very proud we are of you as a society, and I want to thank your families, your spouses, your children, all of them who supported you through these ventures, and I want to thank the staff and the faculty of this incredible university who helped to usher you to this place of success. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our beloved home, the beautiful Virgin Islands.
was getting into that. Class of 2025 and friends, we are moving into that part of the program where we present the candidates and confer degrees. Woo-hoo! But first, a brief message. Madam President, the formal conferring of degrees is an ancient custom filled with dignity and majesty. Ours is no different. And it is in that spirit that I ask that the audience, upon hearing the name of your relative called, to hold your celebration to a minimum so that the names of all students can be heard. You can clap to that. I also ask that you remain in your seats. There will be no pictures taken on the floor because professional photographers were already, professional photographs were already taken of requested graduates. Thank you in advance for your understanding and cooperation on behalf of our students, faculty, and the administration.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change. Candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendations of the faculty and the PhD Council, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for the University of the Virgin Islands for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Government of the Virgin Islands and the Board of Trustees of the University of the Virgin Islands, I hereby confer upon you en masse the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Graduates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change, please proceed to the stage to be hooded and to receive your diploma.
Krista Ann Malloy, PhD in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change. Her dissertation is entitled Students and Educators' Perceptions of 8th Grade Student Diligence and Diligence Support and Their Impact on Mathematics Achievement in Selected United States Virgin Islands Public Schools. Gary Malloy, PhD in Creative Leadership for Innovation and Change. His dissertation is entitled A Critical Documentary Analysis of Workforce Development Policies in the United States, with particular reference to the United States Virgin Islands, an Expanding Vision.
Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated. Madam President, the candidates for the Executive Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Arts, Educational Leadership, Master of Arts, School Counseling, Master of Organizational Leadership, Master of Arts in Psychology, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work will be presented by the deans of the respective schools and colleges. Dr. Paul Fleming, School of Business, Dr. Karen Brown, School of Education, and Dr. Kimmery Ingerman, College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Executive Master of Business Administration and Master of Business Administration degrees. Candidates for the Executive Master of Business Administration and Master of Business Administration degrees, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the School of Business, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Executive Master of Business Administration and Master of Business Administration degrees.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Master of Arts, School Counseling, Master of Educational Leadership, and Master of Organizational Leadership degrees. Candidates for the Master of Arts, School Counseling, Master of Educational Leadership, and Master of Organizational Leadership degrees, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the School of Education, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Master of Arts School Counseling, Master of Educational Leadership, and Master of Organizational Leadership degrees.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Master of Arts in Psychology, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work degrees. Candidates for the Master of Arts in Psychology, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work degrees, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Master of Arts in Psychology, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Government of the Virgin Islands and the Board of Trustees of the University of the Virgin Islands, I hereby confer upon you en masse the Executive Master of Business Administration, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Educational Leadership, the Master of Arts School Counseling, the Master of Organizational Leadership, the Master of Arts in Psychology, the Master of Public Administration, and the Master of Social Work, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Graduates for the degrees Executive Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Arts School Counseling, Master of Educational Leadership, Master of Organizational Leadership, Master of Arts in Psychology, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Social Work. Please proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Kenneth Aline, Executive Master of Business Administration. His thesis is entitled Warehouse Distribution in the Emergency Management Enterprise and the Supply Chain Management System. Kim Jerome, Executive Master of Business Administration. Her thesis is entitled Examining the Nexus Between Remote Work and Productivity. Candace Warner-Shoy, Executive Master of Business Administration. Her thesis is entitled An In-Depth Exploration of Community Engagement, Corporate Social Responsibility, and Brand Awareness at the Marriott St. Kitts Beach Club. Sana Joseph Smith, Executive Master of Business Administration. Her thesis is entitled Makajumbi Commercial Plaza, Maximizing Profits while Legacy Building. Cassandra King, Master of Arts, Educational Leadership. Mariska Richards Nurse, Master of Arts, Educational Leadership. Ala A. Musin, Master of Arts, Educational Leadership. Zane Z. Proctor, Master of Business Administration. Janisha Joseph, Master of Business Administration. Rhonda C. Prince, Master of Business Administration. Amy S. St. Louis, Master of Business Administration. Chantal Arundel Stewart, Master of Arts, School Counseling. Cherise Blake, Master of Arts, School Counseling. Javier Hitlal, Master of Arts, School Counseling. Maria C. Aloyo, Master of Arts, Organizational Leadership. Kimberly Giroux, Master of Arts, Organizational Leadership. Safara N. Maxween, Master of Social Work. Juliet John Hope, Master of Public Administration. Rihanna Shang, Master of Public Administration. Vernon Bannons, Master of Arts Psychology.
Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated. Madam President, the candidates for the baccalaureate and associate degrees from our schools and colleges of the university will be presented by the respective deans of the schools and colleges. Dr. Usman Adamu, School of Agriculture, Dr. Paul Fleming, School of Business, Dr. Karen Brown, School of Education, Dr. Lisa Lewis, School of Nursing, Dr. Kimmery Ingerman, College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, and Dr. Sandra Romano, College of Science and Mathematics.
Madam President, it gives me a great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Associates of Applied Science degree. Candidates, please rise. Thank you. Thank you. Madam President, upon the recommendations of the faculty and the School of Agriculture, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Associate of Applied Science degree in horticulture. Candidates of the School of Agriculture, please be seated.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Business Administration degrees. Candidates, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the School of Business, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Accounting, Business Administration and Management, and the Bachelor of Business Administration degree in Accounting, Hospitality and Tourism Management, Information Systems and Technology, and Marketing and Management. Candidates for the School of Business, please be seated.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree from the School of Education. Candidates, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the School of Education, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Elementary Education and Inclusive Early Childhood Education. Candidates of the School of Education, please be seated.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Applied Science degrees from the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. Candidates, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, I present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Bachelor of Science degree in Psychology, Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication, Criminal Justice, English, Humanities, Psychology, Social Work, and Social Science, and the Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice. Candidates of the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, please be seated.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree from the School of Nursing. Candidates, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the School of Nursing, I am pleased to present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Candidates of the School of Nursing, please be seated.
Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science, Associate of Science, and Associate of Applied Science degrees from the College of Science and Mathematics. Candidates, please rise. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty and the College of Science and Mathematics, I present to you the candidates of the University of the Virgin Islands for the Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Mathematics, Biology, Computer Science, and Interdisciplinary Studies, the Associate of Science degree in Physics and Computer Science, and the Associate of Applied Science degree in Process Technology. Candidates of the College of Science and Mathematics, please be seated.
I love the excitement out here. Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate and associate degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the government of the Virgin Islands and the Board of Trustees of the University of the Virgin Islands, I hereby confer upon you en masse the Bachelor of Arts degree in Accounting, Business Administration, Communication, Criminal Justice, Elementary Education, English, Humanities, Inclusive Early Childhood Education, Management, Psychology, Social Work, and Social Sciences. The Bachelor of Business Administration degree in Accounting, Hospitality and Tourism Management, Information Systems and Technology, Marketing and Management. The Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Mathematics, Biology, Computer Science, Interdisciplinary Studies, Nursing, and Psychology. The Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice, Process Technology, and Horticulture. And the Associate of Science degree in Physics and Computer Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates. You may be seated.
Graduates of the School of Agriculture, please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Edna Alfred, Associate of Applied Science in Horticulture. Zavera Wilson, Associate of Applied Science in Horticulture.
Graduates of the School of Agriculture, please be seated.
Graduates of the School of Business, please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Isis Brannigan, Bachelor of Business Administration in Hospitality and Tourism Management. Delissa Charles, Bachelor of Business Administration in Management, magna cum laude. Edwards, Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting, summa cum laude. Jalea Fanis, Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting, summa cum laude. Jabari A. Fleming, Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration with a concentration in finance. Jesemiel Garcia, Bachelor of Arts in Management, magna cum laude. Zephania Gentius, Bachelor of Business Administration in Management, magna cum laude. Jermaine P. Gums, Bachelor of Arts in Management. Zeldon Hicks, Bachelor of Arts in Accounting. Mandy Hudson, Bachelor of Arts in Management, magna cum laude. Franklin R. Marte, Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing. Karima Maria McIntyre, Bachelor of Arts in Management. Nathan Peterson, Bachelor of Arts in Management, magna cum laude. Lamani Santiago, Bachelor of Business Administration in Information Systems and Technology. Dana Lee Suarez, Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing. Amaya A.S. Whiffy, Bachelor of Arts in Management, cum laude.
Thank you. Graduates of the School of Business, please be seated. We respectfully request that those of you with horns can you please give us a little bit of a break? Can you give our ears a little bit of a break? We have senior citizens here, we have babies here, and we have individuals who want to hear when we leave here. So please. Who want to hear?
Graduates of the School of Education, please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Natalia M. Francis, Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education. concentration in English, cum laude. Nayana Francois, Bachelor of Arts in Inclusive Early Childhood Education. Lena Martinez, Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education with a concentration in English, summa cum laude. Okairi S. Rivera, Bachelor of Arts in Inclusive Early Childhood Education.
Graduates of the Graduates of the School of Education, please be seated.
Graduates of the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Odesha Abraham, Bachelor of Arts in Social Work, magna cum laude. Jamoy Benjamin, Bachelor of Arts in Humanities. Kia Muller, Bachelor of Arts in Social Work. Gabriella N. Asihaj, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Shayna Shervington, Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences. Sharika I. Milligan, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, cum laude. Justice J. Vera, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Ricardo M. Wells, Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice. Teja Rashida Brown, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Jalik A. Christian, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Kenaya D. Douglas, Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice with a minor in Political Science. Felicia Felix, Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Savian Herrera, Bachelors of Arts in English. Jada Jarvis, Bachelor's in Communications, minor in theater, cum laude. Thais Jacobs, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, cum laude. Shireen B. Johannes, Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. Kideja Archibald, Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice, magna cum laude. Alana M. Julian, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Tania Chelcher, Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. Lenise Marchant, Bachelor of Arts in Social Work with a minor in Psychology, magna cum laude. Deshana De Jesus, Deshana De Jesus Richardson, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Jamaica Romo, Bachelor of Arts in Social Work, summa cum laude. India Todman, Bachelor of Arts in Communication, cum laude.
Graduates of the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, please be seated. Oh dear. Shall I just go?
Graduates of the School of Nursing, please rise. And proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Bernice Armstrong, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude. Reneen Bazar, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Marita Dennis, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Canisia Hendricks, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude. Winnie Jean-Baptiste, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Shanice Morris, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude. Jeshana De Jesus Richardson, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Denisha J. Grell, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude. Larissa Samuel, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Sophia Stewart, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Julissa Vasquez, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude. Aliyah Watson Tisson, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Tatiana Wheeler, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude.
Graduates of the School of Nursing, please be seated.
Graduates of the College of Science and Mathematics, please rise and proceed to the stage to receive your diploma.
Shamira N. Felix, Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies with a concentration in cybersecurity, magna cum laude. Aliyah George, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with a concentration in cybersecurity, summa cum laude. Parissa George, Bachelor of Science in Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, cum laude. Miss George completed her degree requirements on the UVI St. Thomas campus. Unfortunately, her name was not included in the Albert A. Sheen insert, but is correctly listed in the Orville E. Ken insert. Akila K. Hodge, Bachelor of Science in Biology and Bachelor of Science in Psychology, cum laude. Alana Jackson, Bachelor of Science in Biology, cum laude. Desante Matherin, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Deontay Sherwood, Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies. Zora C. Williams, Bachelor of Science in Biology, magna cum laude. Elisha Rogers, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Michaela G. Tadman, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with a concentration in cybersecurity, summa cum laude. Zarik O'Farrell Williams, Associate of Science in Computer Science. Khalid Bruce, Associate in Applied Science in Process Technology. Lincoln Duncan, Associate in Applied Science in Process Technology. Khalil Lockhart, Associate in Applied Science in Process Technology. Mario William, Associate in Applied Science in Process Technology.
Graduates of the College of Science and Mathematics, please be seated.
Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate and associate's degrees please rise? Now, graduates, please move your tassels from right side to left side of your mortar boards. Please be seated. I have a charge for all of you. Your assignment, your final assignment, as we've dubbed you the class called Rev'd, or I've dubbed you the class called Rev'd. You're familiar with the word Rev'd? Yes. It means to increase the speed of an engine or to make something more active or effective. Yeah. And so in honor of your commencement, your graduation, guess what the title of the poem is? Rev'd. Resilient, eminent, evolutionary, even visionary, even-keeled, kicking bottoms and glass ceilings to bust through to the top and remain unstoppable so you can do what you do, win, 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 without all the other stuff in it. You're revved up, you go hard, resilient, eminent, evolutionary, even revolutionary, changing status quos, coming to know, no puppet show, just showstoppers, accountants, artists, biologists, chemists, teachers, farmers, entrepreneurs, mathematicians, data scientists, nurses, writers, musicians, and so much more. The world is now yours. Stay revved. My charge to you is to remain resilient, eminent, evolutionary, and visionary, while maintaining a first-class attitude, a positive mindset, hearts of hope, souls filled with faith, and always active. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Congratulations to the Rev'd class of 2025. Congratulations. Now it's time for your horns. I now call Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Michael Morsberger, to the podium to induct you, our graduate, into the university's Alumni Association officially.
Good news, Madam Provost, no horns for me, so I think that's behind us. Afternoon. Huh? To the resilient, imminent, and evolutionary class of 2025, I bring you greetings on behalf of the 9,000 living alumni of the University of the Virgin Islands. Congratulations. Speaking of congratulations, I'm going to ask our 5 members of the College of the Virgin Islands, class of 1975, to stand again. This is an extraordinary achievement, and we're so glad to have you back. Jean, David, Wilma, Zoraida, Julia. They were the first to have a commencement out here, outside. I was told in a parking lot, a little less glamorous. I'll tell you, one of our graduates over here, Julia, a lifelong teacher, taught some of the elected officials here and people in this tent. So if you get a chance, thank your teacher today. She's done a great job. Thank you all for coming. Graduates, please stand. And one quick thing I want to mention for those of you that don't know, most of the graduates, the vast majority, are wearing a green and white or teal and white cord. That's a philanthropy cord. That signifies new graduates that have made a gift to their alma mater. It means a lot. Alma mater in Latin means nurturing mother, bountiful, nurturing mother. You take care of your mother, you take care of UVI. I expect you to come back year after year. We want you involved, we want you engaged. We're very, very proud of you. So graduates, you are now and forever officially, as of this moment, recognized as alumni of the University of the Virgin Islands. Your lifelong connection to this special university should continue through your active participation in the UVI Alumni Association. And on behalf of all of our alumni, it's my distinct honor to welcome you to this grand momentum as we chart a new course, a destination university grounded in excellence. You made it that way. Thank you and congratulations.
You may be seated. I now call Lieutenant Colonel Philip Vaughn to the podium to administer the oath of office to Cadet Jalik Christian.
All right, Mr. Jalik Christian, come up to the stage, please.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jalik Christian,
Having been appointed as an officer
appointed as an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant.
in the grade of second lieutenant.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith
That I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And I will
Will
and faithfully
discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office I'm about to enter.
of the office that I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thanks to you. All right.
Second Lieutenant Jalik Christian, give him another round of applause. That has an amazing ring to it. I would love to thank everyone for coming today, for supporting our graduates, for sharing their moments of joy, for their accomplishments today. Before I let you go, though, I'd like to thank a couple of people. I'd like to thank our commitment committee members and our chair, Ms. Toy Matthews. If you're around somewhere, wave. Any committee members and Ms. Matthews. I'd also like to thank members of my office, Dr. Una Dyer, Ms. Jessica Laplace, Gail Steele, Mrs. Talisa Griffith-Simmons, Sharon Amy, and Louise Fontaine. None of this would be possible without physical plant and security. Give it up for physical plant and security. Our amazing music department and Mr. Dion Parson, chair. Give it up for our musicians. Give it up for Ms. Josephine Thomas Lewis and Voices of Inspiration Choir. our access and enrollment services to support our students, Dr. Nigel Edwards, Dr. Edward Alexander, Dr. Monifa Potter, and the entire ACES team. I'd also like to thank Public Relations, Tamika Thomas-Williams, and the Public Relations team, our IT team under the leadership of Vice President Charlene Harris, our Institutional Advancement team, and Alumni Affairs under the leadership of who you just heard from, Vice President Michael Morsberger. Also our accounting department, all of our volunteers, our commencement speaker, Mr. Hill Harper. Other platform guests, including my cabinet members. I can't do what I do as president without my cabinet. So my cabinet members, please stand. Dr. Rick Nader, Vice President of Research. Dr. Pamela Molinar-Worsi, VP of Student Success and Innovation. You've already heard from the provost, Dr. Kendra Harris. As a matter of fact, I already mentioned Morsberger and Dr. Nigel Edwards. So we'd also like to thank all the vendors working today, our amazing photographers, the AV team, all capturing the beautiful moments here today. So thank you all and congratulations, class of 2025. Stay revved.
Please stand for the alma mater.
A pleasant good day to all. As we send forth our graduates into the world, we shall conclude this ceremony with prayer. Heavenly Father, the class of 2025 concludes this celebration today with hearts that overflow with gratitude. We are especially thankful for the countless blessings received during our academic journey at the University of the Virgin Islands. We have reached this significant milestone together, overcoming numerous challenges through your wisdom, mercy, and grace. We, the class of 2025, ask for your continued love, wisdom, guidance, and protection as we navigate challenges and choices ahead. We are filled with hope for the future and ask for the strength to remain steadfast in our faith and courage to be the leaders you have called us to be. Fill our hearts with compassion, minds with knowledge, and actions with kindness. Let our light shine brightly in the world and reflect your love and grace as we seek your will and trust your plan for our lives. We ask that you bless our families and loved ones who supported this journey and now gather to celebrate our achievements. May their sacrifices be honored and prayers be rewarded. Let our success be realized in their own lives. We also extend heartfelt thanks to the administration and staff of the University of the Virgin Islands and to our supporters whose dedication, support, and hard work have been instrumental in our success. Bless them abundantly for their commitment to our academic, spiritual, mental, and philosophical education and growth. The 2025 class will strive to serve as instruments of unity, peace, and change in our communities, the territories, and the world. Please grant traveling mercies to everyone here today, especially those who may journey to new destinations. Keep us safe, protect us from harm, guide and help us make good, thoughtful, and selfless decisions. May your light continue to lead us in all things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.